So today, lads, I'm going to be talking about something, and obviously, there's been a lot of Steph White hating from my end over this year. I've been made very clear I'm not a Steph White fan. Um, when it comes to coaching Caitlin, I will always put the caveat that I don't think the Indiana Fever make the playoffs. Like if Christy Sides is their coach, the Indiana Fever are down there with the Mystics. I'm not going to say they're going to be the Sky or the Wings. They would have been down there with the Mystics, considering all the injuries. If Christy Sides was their coach, they might have had 17 or 18 wins, but not made the playoffs. However, with Stephanie White, they made the playoffs, and I thought she did a really good job this year. Don't think she's the right coach for Caitlin in a similar way that Pep Guardiola was not the right coach for Jack Grealish. As we've seen, Jack Grealish goes and wins Player of the Month as soon as he gets away from Pep after being a 100 million player before Pep. But obviously, look, that is just a comparison that I will make. But there's been one Stephanie White experiment that may end up screwing the Fever massively. And that was the icing out of KK Timpson. So, if you guys didn't see right here, like obviously the last time these two teams matched up, I think by this stage, I don't think KK broke into rotation. Actually, no. So KK Timpson on the season has played 0 minutes against the Atlanta Dream. And right now, Demiris Dantas is now injured. So Demiris Dantas, so what happened during the season was Demiris Dantas, the season started off, Dantas was high in the rotation, as was Bree Turner. And KK Timpson was out of the rotation completely. She was a young player. Then Bree Turner stopped being in the rotation. Dantas stayed in the rotation. And KK was out of the rotation. Then Dantas was going off the Euro Cup. And KK broke into the rotation, but Bree Turner stayed out of the rotation. So KK had gotten those minutes. Or not Euro Cup, sorry, America Cup. Dantas comes back, and KK's doing well. KK's got Dantas' minutes. Chloe Bibby comes in. Chloe Bibby takes Dantas' minutes. And then out of nowhere, Dantas has one good game, and suddenly she's back in that position, and Chloe Bibby's out of the rotation, and KK's out of the rotation. And when it came to KK Timpson, she was a player that we all know when it comes to KK, that she is supremely talented but supremely raw. Like, she makes a lot of kind of dumb plays, but I always felt like the more she was playing, the less dumb plays she made. And I always felt that Stephanie White had the ability to actually develop KK Timpson, but she chose not to. And look, I understand that that's, you're trying to win games, you nearly didn't make the playoffs, but I still don't think there were many scenarios where KK would have lost you a game by playing her. And then they'd be up 20 points. What they did, and whatever about that, what they started doing through the last 5 or 6 games, they would only play KK in garbage time when they'd be up 25 points in the third quarter, and KK would only get garbage time minutes. They had 3 blowout wins in a row. 3 blowout wins in a row to end the season. And KK Timpson did not play any meaningful minutes in those games. So now you're looking at a situation where KK is somebody that is now just absolutely not used to playing basketball. But now with Demiris Dantas, with Demiris Dantas now being injured, she's going to have to play. She's going to have to play. This is a player who, look at her minutes recently. Since the 24th of August, 2 DNP. It was like 2 points or 2 minutes, DNP. Or was it 2? Yeah, 2 minutes, DNP. Yeah, DNP, 4 minutes, DNP, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, all in garbage time. So KK Timpson has not played what could be considered a meaningful minute of even close to playoff level basketball. I'm trying to think the last time she played a meaningful minute in like a must-win game. Like, these garbage time minutes against Seattle, like, she played she played 2 minutes in this Minnesota game, or 3 minutes in this Minnesota game, and got cooked. And then she played garbage time. Or either way, I think she might have gotten cooked in this one too. But she played 5 minutes against the Lynx, total. Against Connecticut Sun, she played 6 minutes. Oh, she was good in those 6 minutes. She had played 13 against Washington Mystics in the loss. She was -4 in that game. But like Indiana versus Dallas, she plays 5 minutes in that L. doesn't really do anything. She has 7 against Chicago. She has 14 against Chicago. But like, it was looking like they were trying to develop her. She was playing big minutes. And by the way, she played 14 minutes in a win against the A's. She played 14 minutes in a win against the Wings. She played 14 minutes in another win against the Wings. She played 22 minutes in a win against the Sky. Obviously, they killed them. She was their top scorer. She was their only bright spot in this loss against the New York Liberty. And then what happened? That was the game before the All-Star break. The first game after the All-Star break, she goes against the DNP. Steph White has shown no trust in Michaela Timpson. Steph White does not want to play Michaela Timpson. But Steph White is now going to have to play Michaela Timpson. So, whatever about not wanting to play her when it was important. When they were blowing out the Sky, when they were blowing out the Mystics, when they were blowing out the Lynx, where most teams, as you saw with the Minnesota Lynx, throughout the end of the year, they start playing Anastasia Kosu more, just in case they need that lockdown wing defender. Something happens, they might need to play her. So instead of thinking, okay, let's play KK because we might need her, she got bench splinters. They sat her at the end of the bench and it was, yeah, you're not going to play anyway. It was the attitude of, she's not going to play anyway, so what's the point of playing her? Let's get Dantas more minutes. Let's get Bree Turner more minutes. Let's get these playoff players more minutes. And like, even in the last game of the season, when they had won it at the start of the fourth quarter, and the Lynx were playing Anastasia Kosu in the freaking first quarter. Like, the Lynx weren't taking that game seriously. No Fee Collier. We were looking at so many Klindakova minutes. There was time where we could have gotten Michaela Timpson in. And now it's at the stage where you need Michaela Timpson and she's not ready. Like, the Fever need Michaela Timpson. Michaela Timpson is not ready and not good enough to play in the playoffs. Is there a world where she could be good enough? Yeah. She could be. She's good. She's someone they're going to need to have as an impact player. But I mean this when I say this. She's not good enough right now. She's not sharp enough. She's not game sharp enough. The only way you can get ready for the playoffs is by playing basketball. And she's not played basketball. She's not played games. And it's different with like a Bree Turner, who's been a pro for a decade. She can come in and she can come in after not playing for this many games. She knows what to do. She's a vet. Not only is KK a young player, KK is a raw player. Like, yeah, I get it. She's 23 years old. Like, she was born, she's 23 in a few weeks. But, like, she still plays like a raw 19-year-old. And the Fever drafted her knowing that. And now they need a raw 19-year-old to try play like a seasoned vet. Which, yeah, she was probably never going to be able to play like a full seasoned vet, but she was coming on a lot. She was getting significantly better. Her decision making, she was doing more productive things on the floor, and now it's at the stage where she's probably unplayable. And Aaliyah's going to be in foul trouble. Natasha Howard's going to be in foul trouble. We don't have a Sophie Cunningham to slot up to the 4 anymore. We don't have a Dantas to slot down to the 4 anymore. Like, we're either going to have to play KK or completely change how we play our offense. We're going to be seeing a lot of Bree Turner, Aaliyah minutes. It's not good. Those minutes never really work out well. But, like, it's now at the stage where Bree Hall, like, does she trust Bree Hall more? Because if you're not going to play KK, you're going to have to play Bree Hall, and then she's going to play KK over her. But she doesn't trust KK, and not only that, KK is not ready. Bree Hall's probably more ready because she's more experienced in somewhat these similar settings in South Carolina. So all in all, this experiment from Stephanie White to only play the playoff players and not play KK and freeze her out of the team completely with 10 games to go in the season because the intention was to not play KK in the playoffs, that has backfired massively on Steph White. So anyway, yeah, that's the video. I'll see you guys.